Okay, so first I'll wash your ears just with some water. Get the wax and dirt out of them. Now, in the right ear you have your herd tattoo, and then the left ear you have the letter designating the year and the number of kid they were. In this case, this was the 8th kid born this year, so this one will be D8. I do the right ear first, it really doesn't matter which one you do. Just after you get them loaded in here, then test it on something first to make sure you have them in right. Yes. I learned that the hard way when I tattooed a goat backwards. Instead of D7, he was 7D. For goats like that, you'll probably have to re-tattoo them. I'm not sure. So you want to make sure that they're in there right. Now I'm going to put some ink on her ear. You'll want to tattoo right in between these two big veins. There's two big veins there, and then there's a empty spot there. That's where you want to tattoo. You don't want to hit those veins. I'm going to rub it around a little bit. Now you go from the bottom. If you go from the top, you'll have your tattoo upside down, which doesn't really matter, but makes it harder to read then, obviously. Stop. It's okay. And you give it a quick squeeze, and then you rub that ink around in there. You put more ink on. You don't have to use a toothbrush, but I find it a little bit easier. I'm really messy with this stuff. It's not necessarily all the time this messy. Other people don't do it this messy. I don't know how they do it, but and just make sure all those holes are covered up. It'll probably bleed, and that'll wash the ink out of those holes, so after we tattoo the other ear, then we'll come back and put some more ink in these ones. It should have stopped bleeding by then. So now we'll change our letters here. And we'll do the other side. This really is only a one-person job. It might be easier if you have two people, but I don't think that it's worth getting two people all inked up for a little bit of extra help. This goat is 5 months old. That's the age I like doing it at, and the ears are nice and big and it's easier. But the bucklings are sold by then, so then I have to do them younger, but probably if you have a smaller tattoo thing than mine, you probably can do it younger. I have the bigger one instead of the smaller one. I think they come in 3/8 and 5/16. So I'm gonna go back and look at this one. Looks like it stopped bleeding now, so. Put some more ink in there. Rub it into those holes more. There, you're okay, girl. Or you'll be okay anyway. And once we get all done with this, then we'll wash everything. They say to sterilize it, but I'm not really worried about sterilizing it. It's just your choice. And I'm gonna wipe up a little bit of this extra ink. Just don't wipe it out of that tattoo, then go around it. If you have that much ink, maybe I just used too much ink is why it's so messy. So I promptly went and wiped it out of the tattoo. Back and check this one again. This one bled a bit more. I'll wipe that blood out of there. I have a bucket of water here I'm washing my hands in. That's not necessary either, but I like to do it. I'm just gonna start bleeding again. That one didn't. So. Quiet. There we go. I think we're all done now. So that's how it's done. Practice makes perfect and probably makes you a little less messy. I haven't done too much of this. I think she's the 5th one I've done. Don't worry about this ink on you or them. Whatever you do, don't wash it with water. It just smears it all over the place. It'll come off. But you'll stay green for a while. So you don't want to do this right before you need to go to some fancy dinner or something. You just have green hands for a couple days. So I guess that's all.